Okay, welcome to the Land Use and Planning meeting of October 27th, 2025. Patty, can you hear us okay?
Yes, thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, easy peasy, Patty.
You did
I missed your
it.
smiling.
My first one. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Good
you
job.
crushed it.
Good job.
All right, so as you all can tell, Patty is not here with us today, but she is online, feeling a little under the weather, so figured to keep her far away from us.
I had
We'll
it
see her
last week.
tomorrow.
I had no fun with it last week. It's not.
It's that time of year. I've been drinking, it's turmeric tea time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going through the notes now from last week.
Yeah,
So
and I'll just do a quick little recap as I pull this up. So last week we discussed, tennis courts up at the school, or near the school by Coal Miners Park. As well as a design and development MOU. So specifically, one thing that we think we're going to do, and I think Dave is going to have this prepared for us by tomorrow.
Yeah, I can.
Cool.
I remember, and I don't have those notes in front of me, but there were two things we were gonna do.
Yeah.
One of them was okay to submit,
Uh-huh.
and then the other one, remember without my notes in front of me, what it was.
MOU.
Yeah, so there's gonna be two things. We're gonna have a resolution to,
The
so-
MOU
The MOU.
for development. Okay.
Yep, and so we're gonna have a resolution essentially saying we are approving the mayor sign off, or authorizing the mayor to sign off on the MOU, and then Dave is gonna sign off on the MOU. And so what that resolution should look like is essentially saying we received a design and development MOU. I think there was maybe a couple of tweaks that we needed to make to it, nothing of substance though that I can think of. But more so, it's basically giving them the go-ahead to apply for grant funding.
Did we do the feasibility testing?
The course,
Those.
yeah, you guys did that already, didn't they?
Yeah, they drilled the course, you'll have to report, what week is this week, one of the reports, I don't have it in here yet.
Okay.
We'll make that available.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if we got that back yet.
Yep, so we'll have an MOU with them just saying that they're in the design and development stage.
Yeah.
No actual official MOU saying like who's managing it, how's the schedule gonna look, all of those
Strictly
pieces. Basically, it
grant
just
funding.
says that we approve of you to go forward and do the due diligence.
Fabulous.
And then next step will be actually putting together the plans and process.
Okay.
So that's one thing that we discussed last week, and that is actually number 2. And then, we also discussed the Main Street program, in reviewing the agreement and getting that signed. Currently, Maravet is trying to get a timeline and schedule put together for getting that signed and reviewed by the Community Foundation as well as the city,
Okay.
to continue on with the, Main Street program. And then also still process for designating and changing the use of city-owned land. That was not spoke of last week. We had plenty of other things on the agenda. And then we also discussed the lateral boundaries, or the airport boundaries, for Rodeo Park, as well as just the airport boundaries on a whole. Dave presented a map that would essentially match the boundaries to the airport road, as opposed to like the trailways, to have the more prominent landmarks. So that was one of the things proposed last time. So just a little bit of a recap, and then on that note, we'll jump into our agenda for this week. Number 1, reviewing the October 13th through 2025 minutes. Again, you weren't here, but I know that Patty did get those
Yep,
sent.
and they look great. I'm going through them now. That's where I was kind of following along with what you were just saying. So, yeah, I move to approve.
Okay,
And I will second that.
thank you.
Good work, Patty, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so then the design and development MOU with the Red Lodge Tennis Court, we'll have that discussion tomorrow and a resolution to discuss. Again, and just, I don't really think we have too much more to discuss on it. Do we have that in the packet this week?
We did not.
We did not, yeah.
And that was one of the reasons that I made sure it was below the fold, so we
Yep.
could discuss about it.
Okay.
And again, that money, my understanding is that money is there waiting for us when we put it in, so.
Yep.
It's not going
The
away.
150. Yeah, but now I'm thinking about with the government shut down, the Park Service, National Park Service has to do the final stamp of
Stamp.
approval.
Mm.
And so there's no one home there right now.
Do they already have the money, has the money already been
I believe
allocated?
the
given to
state already has
state?
the money.
Yeah, so that, but if they have to stamp it, then we may be waiting for them to stamp it too, so.
Yeah, and it's perpetually
I'm
authorized.
betting they're gonna be
Fine.
back before we get around to actually spending that money though, so
Yeah.
it's probably a non-factor.
Hopefully, it's a non-factor. Yep.
No, I've got a kid.
I'm
who's
expecting
one.
1/12 back on my taxes, right? On my federal taxes this year?
Say what?
I should get a 1/12 a month, that 1/12 of my federal taxes back in a refund since the government was closed.
That only seems fair to me.
I don't think you even have to file them.
We're,
I
yeah.
wouldn't worry about it.
GI Bill is a little tricky on this one.
Right.
Say that.
So yeah, going through, I'm just looking through the memorandum right now. So there's the description, couple of sections that they have in here, and it
Did you
essentially.
send that?
I can send it. It was in last week's packet,
Was it? I can
if
go
I'm
through
looking at
last-
the correct packet. So,
Here, I can just pull up last week's.
perfect. Yeah, that might be easier. It is on page 29.
Thank you. Oh, of 60.
Thank you.
Or maybe this is this week's packet.
No, this is, I pulled up last week's.
There's only 45 pages that I'm looking at right here.
Oh, because last week's is 61.
Oh, yeah, no, so it's in this week's packet.
Is it?
On page 29.
Alderman Tobin.
When's
The
that?
Parks Board will
That-
be going over the resolution at their meeting, their regular
Perfect.
meeting on the third, to be before you have your council meeting.
Excellent,
Yeah,
So
and that's,
another set of eyes.
Oh,
excellent.
lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So,
and that'll be there before we take action on it. We'll have their input.
formal,
Yeah.
yeah, because that was the other piece too. There's a few pieces that we wanted before we wanted to vote on this. And specifically, it was a letter of recommendation or just a sign off from our, Parks Board, the Public Works Director, and Brian Hanna. Those three bodies, making sure that everyone seems good with this as written. And it has the opportunity to provide feedback. So I know that she's been working with the Parks Board, and the tennis group has been working with the Parks Board for quite some time on this, and has done a lot of due diligence as well as a lot of fundraising already. They took the guidelines of the Parks Board as well as the council rep, who was me at the time, in terms of how that process should look, and, you know, setting up a group and an organization very similar to how we have the pool set up, and doing the fundraising and the work without necessarily putting it all on the shoulders of the Public Works Department. So across the board, they have been doing everything that's asked, and yes.
Wednesday, Disc Golf has convened a group of all, or a meeting of all the users up there.
Oh, fabulous.
And I know Beth from the Parks Board is gonna go, I think Roger's out of town, but,
Okay.
and I think Luke also is gonna go. So just
Fantastic.
talk about who's doing what.
Yeah,
And how we work together
I love that.
to make that a really featured, nice recreational area.
Rec area?
Eventually,
And did you say you are there or not there?
I think we're gonna have Lindsay and Kelly there
Okay.
for tennis, and if they can't, then I will be there.
And that's this Wednesday
Yeah, 2 days from now.
here.
7:30 PM at the Community Foundation.
Wednesday, 7:30.
Oh, at Community Foundation.
29.
Foundation.
And I think Fitzgerald will be there from the school, and Sherry Weimer, I think, will be there from the chamber.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
Lovely.
gonna be a nice conversation, for sure.
Good. Oh, I'm glad that it seems
Yeah.
pretty collaborative there with
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Hopefully that's how it turns out.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well,
Off
yeah.
the record, no,
Yeah,
I'm kidding. It'll be great.
That'll be, and that'll be great to have that conversation, be able to report on that conversation when this comes in front of council for action.
yeah.
it'll be,
That, yeah.
And when
So,
does
yeah,
it
that's-
come to council? You said before action? When are those signatures needed, or the letters from Mike and Brian and the Parks Board?
We've already received some rough letters from Parks Board, but I think they're gonna get a more formal letter at their next Parks Board meeting. And then I would imagine around the same time we'll have those.
And I had notes from, input from Mike Maples. Remind me what it is you wanted from Brian Hanna.
Same thing, just his input.
Okay, okay.
okay.
Okay, so
So, yeah,
it
that's-
doesn't need before tomorrow, council meeting.
No, it's
That's
not,
it.
tomorrow's just
No.
below the fold, and then ideally in 2 weeks, we'll be taking action on it.
Yep,
So just a
Okay,
discussion.
thank you. Okay,
So yeah, that's kind of where we're standing with that. Again, it's gonna be great to hear that coal miners is gonna be a little bit more collaborative, because I know there's been conflicts in the past.
You.
So it's great to hear that that is happening. And again, this is not a permanent stamp of, yes, this is how the space is being
Mhm.
used, yes, this is how it's all going. This is just the opportunity to move forward with planning before making final decisions. So,
Important stuff.
important steps. So yes, that is that.
I mean, I'm
piece.
looking through this MOU now, and I'm,
It's, yeah, very thorough, and
It
again,
is.
it was they used the same as or they used the soccer fields MOU as an example for building
okay.
this out.
And then part of it will be in the resolution, is we'll put that this is not a final approval of the land use.
Correct, yep,
Is
that,
our, oh, where'd it go? Is our tennis team strictly only for girls?
Well, in this community, that's the only one that has a
You
high
do?
school team. And it equalizes the number of sports out.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, how does that one equal out?
I don't know what else.
I don't either.
sports
I'll have to,
provide.
sorry. I just assumed it was co-ed to keep it.
No.
No, there was something else that was there. You had the Title IX stuff. where
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm trying to
have-
figure out, the Title IX.
yeah, I don't remember which one the boys have. Disc golf, no.
Football. I guess it was, no, football, volleyball. Football, volleyball. I don't know.
Football,
Anyway, I'll-
volleyball, cheerleading, like, again,
No, no more,
oh, right,
no more.
forgot about that.
Wrestling's co-ed, golf is co-ed.
Is golf co-ed still?
Huh,
So,
interesting.
yeah,
I just saw
anyhow.
that lady ramp, I was like,
Letting the mind wander a little bit.
yeah.
All right, so next up on the agenda, let's see, sorry, I had to bounce
Nope.
back.
Main Street project?
Main Street Program Review, so the, reviewing the agreement, that is something that is in the, is this what we needed the second resolution for, was authorizing the agreement approval? I think that might be it.
For the tennis, or did you switch gears?
We're
No,
switch gears.
we're-
No,
Main
what,
Street.
we had two, so there was an MOU and there was a resolution
Correct, yep,
authorizing to sign the MOU, but the resolution is also gonna say this isn't final.
correct.
Do you need the
I'm-
resolution and the,
I'm more so talking about the Main Street Program Review, reviewing the agreement. Do we need to do a resolution to sign off on that as well?
there's a lot in here, good lord.
It's long, yeah, it's state,
Well, the grant, okay, it's the application in itself, 'cause I'm like,
yeah. And so essentially, we need to sign off on being a part of the Main Street program and reviewing that agreement.
okay,
Currently, how it's been operating has been the community foundation and their volunteers have been really managing
okay.
the financials, the quarterly reporting, all of those different pieces for the Main Street program.
Mm-hmm,
And then we have been working more as a pass-through, though it is the city who is a part of the Main Street program.
got it.
So obviously, there's a lot of benefits, there's grant opportunities, they helped us pay for our downtown plan and
Right.
growth policy, like, there's all sorts of benefit for being within this program. We're also one of the pilot communities in the state that got it off the ground. So really kind of a big deal to keep that around. One of the conversations that was had in admin and finance as well is taking more opportunities as a city to apply for funding and not just having it all community foundation
Yeah.
funds. Because we have plenty of shovel-ready projects that the city could be applying for through this grant program. But then also on that note, taking some of that responsibility as well from the foundation and sharing that. So there's been conversations of actually creating a true steering committee for that. And again, Maravette and Kat and Bill and Jody have been kind of forward pushing this a little bit, trying to get together and get that meeting
Got
in
it.
place.
Okay.
From the sounds of it, when Maravette sent me an email earlier this week, she was trying to get something for the 4th next week. Either the 4th or the 3rd next week, I believe. Maybe it's the 4th and the 5th.
Third, or
Third.
fourth,
Or
or fifth.
5th. 2 days consecutively where she's looking to fill in a slot. like, we're working on getting that kind of put together and moving forward with it, so.
I think a resolution of support for Red Lodge continuing to be part of the Main Street program is just kind of a yes, we're behind it.
Yep.
That kind of helps it from there.
That's
That ought to be
basically,
pretty straightforward.
yeah, that's,
But I think there was also a conversation about how do we, the city, have a presence in that, rather than just community residents that
Yep.
have been kind of driving it.
and again, I think that was more for admin and finance versus land use and planning. So we're still having that discussion within admin and finance. To me, that makes more sense. Just the admin, because that's what it would be, is the administrative end of it. Because in terms of land use and stuff, again, there's plenty of projects that we have, and we did identify those, but in terms of the administration of it, that would be an admin and finance. Who's gonna be the ones responsible? What does this truly look like as a collaborative process?
Oh, the deadline, oh, it has a deadline, isn't it?
Yeah. So we
November
got,
14th.
yeah, so we gotta get that.
I was like, oh.
I mean, that's a pretty easy sign off on, and they already have, in terms of the application for funding, Kat has already come to the meetings. They specifically want to use it for the Roosevelt Center, for updating / removing the parking lot and turning that into green space.
As in the
Or was it?
basketball court?
Yeah.
Yes,
The, that's a separate item, but yes.
and then just some updates for there, as well as they do want to take out, some trees for parking there on Hauser, and actually creating like a real parking area and sidewalk for Hauser and 17th. Yes, nailed it,
Gotcha.
nailed that cross street. Okay, so that's that process. In terms of the process for designating and changing use of city-owned land, we do still need to make that flow chart, and that is on me. That is something that I have, unfortunately, I've been, just thinking about it, not paying it
Life
attention.
Didn't you tell planning or Parks Board to go ahead and come up with something to get it to you too?
They did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they get something? Because then I was like, we were supposed to kind of collaborate a little more and.
Yeah, and I was supposed to give them, like, our notes, and we were supposed to compare. And so that's kind of where we're sitting, is
Okay.
that we have information and details, we just have to get it put on paper
Okay.
of what this process looks like. And that's one thing that's been beneficial with this MOU coming in, is it now also gives us this opportunity to kind of like, immediately out the gate last week, or last meeting, me and Patty are like, well, who's gonna manage it? Like, we found that that information was more crucial for us in our brain to have it ahead of time,
Yeah.
of what process would look like, versus, I think process and buy-in are more important at the beginning stages, and then
Agree.
moving forward with like, okay, now work on getting this development stuff.
I get it.
I do know that they have, it's a tangent, I apologize, man.
No, it's okay,
There is a community meeting, they're starting to get together, they've got a meeting on the ice rink.
Correct.
They're starting to
And that is
do large scale, so.
Oh.
November 19th, that will be happening.
Ice rink, November 19th?
Yep, so I fully intend on going to that. It's just a
That's
pilot program across the board, not
Got
just
it.
the ice rink.
No, just-
5:30.
The whole
I think,
Yep,
park situation.
and I believe we all got that email, correct? It
yeah,
went to Lonnie, and then
Did I get
Lonnie
one?
sent it.
Sure, maybe.
I got it.
Okay.
What happens when you leave the country?
So again, I think we could actually work on this right now. Because one thing I was going to say about lateral boundaries, just to skip around a little bit. The lateral boundaries of the airport and the proposed, rodeo park. Dave, would you like to speak to that at the moment?
I don't know if you have questions for me. I don't have the, updates on that. I'm still putting together all of the changes that council put in. I did receive an email that I think, I don't know if it went to people on land use and planning first. I just had a chance to scan through it. There was an email from the neighbor down there who's, and I haven't had a chance to go through and check the validity of it. I understand a council member responded to her and said, some of this is accurate, some of it is not. So I have not had a chance to pull that up and validate any of that information independently yet.
Okay, so.
I anticipate in 2 weeks we'll have all of that kind of in a further discussion.
Okay, so I think we could probably bypass that for now. She also reached out to me, sent me a lot of that information already. We still have the MCA to read through, so that was one thing that Dave did provide in printed copy last meeting, was the MCA for, airport board rules. And so state law, what those rules are and what they require and where they're quoted within the interlocal agreement, I was noticing. So I think that across the board, there's just a lot of information out there, and in terms of what is the most accurate and up to date is where I'm struggling, as well as just putting it all together in a nice little package. So I think starting with state law is very beneficial. Starting with what we currently have in interlocal is very beneficial in identifying any weaknesses that we see.
And I think the interlocal is most of that. I don't know if it was you pointed out or somebody else that said that.
Jody,
The interlocal was basically copied from the MCA.
a lot of it is, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep,
think that's,
and-
they did like that on purpose, just.
Yeah, as you
Well,
should.
they copied their template, so.
Yep, so essentially, again, I think there's a little bit of homework on that end as well, to read through those pieces. I was briefly reading through FAA information that was provided by Kristen Cogswell, as well as reading through MCA that was provided by Dave. So now I'm just putting it all together. There's just a lot of information about planes. And more so, I think my concern in land use, is understanding what the authority would be of the airport board in terms of if we were to change that map at all. So what is the authority in terms of leasing? What does the city still maintain? What does that truly look like? And, because to me, I don't see any reason to give up any additional space for an airport boundary, but at the same time, I don't see an issue because it's still city land. So that's where my conflict lies, is like, if it's still city land and we still have access to do as we need to, what's the concerns? Like, where do we lose access to it and authority to that space?
Mhm.
And so I just want to have a better understanding
And
of
that's
that.
where that MCA code comes in, that designates what they do, so.
Yep. And again, where we still have authority, that's, I think, what's important for me, and where I am looking forward to seeing kind of all this put together. So,
Oh, yeah.
so
You
back,
printed out a copy of it? Do you have one?
Yeah, and I can try to send it again, because
can you just send the link to that main title of the MCA to where we can go
I
through
can't,
this?
because what I did is I downloaded it, but it didn't, did you get the soft copy of it, or I'm trying to think if it kicked back when I sent it.
Let's see what I can find.
I
MCA, I wish there was like a more searchable, I hate the MCA.
be honest.
Yeah, I did the Montana Code annotated, and then if you know the section and title of it,
Do you know what section and title it is?
I gave you the hard copy.
Damn,
Let me
it's
find.
true, you did. Hold on, I got it right next to me.
And I believe
just wanna see
you
a
have the
copy.
soft copy of it too, but.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's vanilla folder, didn't you?
Oh, there's just, it's not all council, if that makes you feel better.
Okay.
Wow.
I was gone 1 week.
The MOU.
You have it, no, wait, wait,
I do,
wait.
I got it, it's right here. Chapter 10, Title 67, Chapter 10.
When was our last?
Aeronautics. Okay. So there's 11 chapters to read through. I'm just going to
No,
send this.
there's actually not, it's the 11 section, it's only like one section, that's at the.
I'm gonna read all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the one I gave you? Because it's the one.
You gave me several, so.
No, it's one section, it's only from one of those in the interlocal, because it was the one that the interlocal refers to.
I think it was, I'm calling this second.
Oh my gosh, what was it again? What was the number?
Montana Code annotated, Title 67,
Okay.
Aeronautics, Chapter 10,
There we go.
Part
Yeah.
1.
6710.
Municipal airports.
Municipal airports on it, part 1, general provisions. General powers of municipal relating to airports.
We're gonna do this, Patty.
Operation of airports, I just pulled it up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send this NCA over to everybody, so we're all,
Thank-
Fabulous.
Okay.
Operation.
so yeah, I think going through this, we have airport affected areas are in here as well. I think this would just be very beneficial if anyone wants to know more about what airports can do.
Courtesy cars for airports.
Ooh.
Section on that.
But there's, under chapter 10 of municipal airports, there's general provisions, general powers of municipality relating to airports, operation of the airports, the finance of the airports, and then part 9, courtesy cars, which I'm very curious about.
I'm kind of intrigued, like, what does that even entail?
I was going to make a calendar once called Courtesy Cars of the West.
Responsibilities and obligations of the municipality and the third party, like use of courtesy cars at airports.
Where rental cars or taxi cabs are not available for service at all times. All right,
Oh.
noted.
A courtesy car grant may not be awarded if commercial rental cars. The department may adopt necessary rules to provide courtesy car grants. What the- Okay. Do not need to go down this rabbit
No, I
hole.
was like, rabbit hole, get out,
We're
get out.
not going there. That would be the airport's board if they wanted to go down that road.
So anyhow, we do
Okay.
have some information on municipal airports and the state law, so we'll go through that. In terms of this flow chart, I'm gonna bounce back to that now because we have about 15 minutes. So let's use this time to come up with something. So we made a lot of notes.
On which one, sorry, bounce back to
We're bouncing back to the flow chart,
flow chart, okay.
so that way we can give something to the Parks Board.
Okay, wait, that was in my Google Docs, let me go.
And I'm gonna
Didn't we
do-
share it in our Google, don't we have a Google Drive?
I think
with
we have a
that?
shared Google Drive or Google Doc for this. Patty, you have what can we do for you, Patty?
Oh, nothing, I'm listening. I should check.
I just heard a noise back there, and I want to make sure that you're being heard.
Oh, thank-
Um,
I'm good.
Here we go. Oh gosh, the last time I opened this was a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay, community impact, intended use and operation, transition plans, yeah, I mean, it's pretty bulleted as is. If you scroll down and it says city-owned land use proposal evaluation outline, there is it is all laid out in an outline, whether or not it's bulleted how we want it.
And I think that's what it is. Where do we start and where does it go?
So.
Where does it come from, where does it go?
It starts with community impact and a community benefit statement.
So,
Are you on a tablet too? She's got like,
have you heard of the Remarkables? They are pretty remarkable.
oh my God.
Yeah, no, this is just great for me to like draw on and like write notes really quickly
Save a tree.
as opposed to typing. When I type, so,
Okay.
use the city-owned land.
Do you have it pulled up?
I do, and
Okay.
then what I'm gonna do is actually like draw out a chart.
Oh, that's right, you're gonna make a little pretty chart.
Yeah, a little pretty chart.
And you guys all have the PDF copy now, because she has a hard copy of it. I don't know if it went out, I couldn't see it, so I just resent it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, 'cause like I said, we have one.
When was that
Go ahead,
sent?
Patty.
Oh, yeah, do you mind resending the, shared docs link or tell me what date it was
yeah.
or the search?
Yeah, let me share that.
Can you share it to her?
Yep.
Thank you so much.
I think when we actually put this together, you didn't have a city email yet or a Gmail. I think that might have been what the issue was.
All right, so I'm sending it, Patty, to your
Okay.
Davis Word 1.
Yep, I think that's what it was. It's been that long.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so starting up, we have the startup of someone has a dream of using city-owned land. So first things first, I think that there would be a letter of intent almost, or an application. Which words do we feel make the most sense for this? So before we get into community benefit statements, 'cause that's all stuff that I think would be included in this, is that there would be some sort of letter of intent that would go to, the city and get distributed out to the parties at be.
I
Does
like
that make sense?
letter of intent. Yes, I like that a lot.
Yep, and with that letter of intent, I think instead of having, actually, I'm gonna do this, I have tab 2 going, so application process. Oh, yeah, I do have this, phase 1, I already started this. So we have the letter of intent period, and in that, it would be exactly how it sounds. We would wanna know intended, or proposed land of use, proposed, use for that land. And then I think there would just be a few questions that have to get answered. So, permanent structures, yes or no? And this could literally just be a yes or no section.
Right.
So like a quick form to fill out that would essentially then deviate it from there, because kind of what I was thinking of is there's two things that we already have at a city level that might be beneficial to look at. We have our conditional use permits through planning board that have a lot of the similar criteria and like questionnaires that you have to answer
Okay.
for a conditional use. So essentially, that's what this is a conditional use, but a little bit more specific.
Yeah.
So-
Patty, did you get that? I just sent it, the notes with the link. Open the one with the link. The other one was nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just waiting for that to come through, but I do see the one with the link now. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's funny.
One sided sent it without anything.
Thank you. That's
I kind
perfect.
of- But you're talking about the city-owned land. You're saying it's just I don't know if I put so far as it's just a condition.
No,
You're saying it has
no.
the same criteria.
It has very similar principles and the
Okay.
concept, yeah. So essentially
The last
having,
thing you said was just, it's basically a conditional use.
No, it's similar.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
yeah.
Same concern, same points that need to be addressed.
yeah, and I mean, guess, in a way, it is a conditional use, it has conditions for using that space. There's obviously more to it, but yes.
A lot.
So, yeah, a lot. So some of the yes or no's that I think is important right out the gate. Is there a change of use for the space? So, again, for the land. Is it a park turning into a bowling alley, or is it a park staying a park? So yes or no on that.
Yes.
Permanent structures, will there be permanent structures
Doing the same.
installed or built? Which organization is filing, like who,
I got you.
actually, and we can even put that up at the beginning. Who is filing
Who is filing or
or applying? Yep.
And with a point of contact or whatever, with their phone number or
Yep.
detail.
Primary contact, exactly, kind of like, again, that early application phase.
I see why you're on a tablet now.
Right?
You're doing great.
So phase 1 is this letter.
So letter of intent.
What else do we have for the yes or no's that we need to know? Will there be a permanent structure built? Is there a change of use for the land?
So let me go through our notes over here and see. City impact. Okay, we want yes, no's, right?
Yep. And I mean, we can include city impact, again, we can do whatever.
Well, I
we
mean,
want.
the one thing under the city impact that is like, city receive a revenue,
Yep, okay, so actually, will there be generated revenue?
did you put seasonality?
I'm gonna put
Is that
that
in there?
now.
that was one in there that can be a yes or no.
Yep.
We got that. Sustainability, the community, yeah, that was the next. Does it just throw up to other youth or community members? Are there other interested parties?
Yep.
Is that?
And I think, okay, so let's go back to tab 1 on this.
Yeah, I'm looking through tab 1 and trying to find simple yes, no sections. Does it comply with zoning, current zoning and ordinance?
Yep. Okay.
In this quick one, do we have to put, I mean, when it says, does it generate revenue? Is there like a cost also involved from the city, like water or construction or something along the lines of cost too? Thank you.
Cost to city
Yeah,
or taxpayers.
required to use,
And it could be a projected cost. I mean, they might not know that now, but at least they'll identify if there needs to be whatever parking identified
Yeah.
or better water.
you know if there's yes or no, like, yes, this is going to be yes.
Yeah, essentially it's like, this is kind of the weed out program, or like,
Yeah.
Did you
this is gonna weed it out, like, do you wanna plant a tree? Or do you want to build a tennis court?
right?
Like, what is our scale that we're
Are there
dealing
other-
with here?
Why did I just read one that I thought would be important? No, scroll. I just, maintenance, no.
What about if it's
So,
multi-function?
something about future,
Sorry. Go ahead,
Um,
Cinta, sorry.
no, you're fine. I'm reading, but there was one in here that it was like, oh, is there a potential for multi-use?
Oh, yeah, like that, yeah.
And then like underneath it, the next one was, are there restrictions needed for current or future use?
Oh, yeah.
So potential use or restrictions that could.
What about, like, not duration of the project, but I guess that would be determined by the project, but.
And I think it's actually beneficial to have, it doesn't necessarily, again, it doesn't have to be yes or no, we're just kind of,
Making, like, things that, yeah.
quick questions, like the quick breakdown, a quick vetting process.
Legal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's, like another one was, is there a time frame for
yeah,
usage?
estimated time for completion, and also estimated window
Usage.
of, yeah, window for usage, but I'm also thinking a window for commitment. So specifically, you have a grant that's due in 3 weeks. Is this something that's actually viable for the city to pursue?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it, oh, we can apply for this next year? Like, I think that's also really helpful for us, because so many times we get these opportunities that come to us and we're down to the wire before
Right.
we even
Within
start.
24 hours, here you go.
Yep.
Figure it out.
Can we put something like right at the top, like where we put like, the title, like just put a one sentence disclaimer or whatever, like, this is just, letter of intent. It needs to be reviewed, or just to educate them on the process, so
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
expect it to
I-
happen overnight.
And I think what it will be is you get this first one, and with it, it comes like the flow chart of this is your steps of what to expect. So it's like
Okay.
you start here, and then from there, this is where it branches off. Depending on what information comes out of this phase or this letter of intent, then it might be that you get a letter back that says you're going to need to submit this form, this form, this form to these 5 different parties.
Yeah,
so
that would be
bureaucratic.
helpful, I think, really helpful for them.
Mhm.
So much red tape.
Well, and the other thing I'm gonna say too is keep in mind that you're not gonna build with every contingency and possible site route.
No,
It's just kind of, let's make sure we're giving proper vetting and we don't create situations from the past that we don't want to recreate again.
correct. I think that's where most of that tab 1 notes came from, yeah. Oh, we even have in here, so time frame for usage, but then we also have penalties for non-compliance.
Yep.
And here, does it require bonds or financial guarantees? Does it,
Yeah, so that's basically, if they're gonna build something,
do we need to know? Yeah.
we don't wanna get stuck with something that we don't have the means to finish up.
Public health, safety, and visual standards.
Yeah,
I see how they're all connected.
yeah, totally.
You could make them 2 lines so that you don't confuse that.
Because I was like, public health, safety, and visual standards. One is not like the other.
Just put a hard return there, it'll be fine.
They're bulleted. There we go. Oh, that was the last one anyway.
Any additional? Okay.
Did we put anything, environmental impact assessment completion? Does it require an environmental impact?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm putting a bench out there, do we need to? No, but,
Is this pose potential environmental concern?
does it make you nervous when we're in here watching you type? I'll get out of it.
No, honestly, I don't mind. It's great. And then you can actually see that I'm doing it, and I'm not just making shit up. Sorry.
I got you.
One for the week.
I didn't even notice. Pose potential environmental.
Okay, does this pose potential environmental impact concerns? It's rough. It's real rough.
No,
guys,
you're good,
but-
you're good. I was trying to pull, and see if there's another way, but stick with that right now.
Okay, so you start with a dream, then you go to a letter of intent. Other things for this quick vetting process. And I think, again, just, project description.
Do we need letters of community support? Was that, did you?
I feel like we can request that with a more formal application.
Right, because again, a bench or a tree,
Yeah, I think this letter of intent is literally something that gets like brought to a city staff member and they're like, okay, you need Form 1098 versus, again, I've been watching too much Parks and Rec.
I just keep playing township and think the same thing, so.
So you start with that and then from there, it'll send you down different application processes. So from there, and the way I'm seeing it is like an easy form for like, okay, I want to plant a tree, I want to put in a memorial bench, small scale
At
item.
the dog park, and we've had that come in. There's a memorial bench at the dog park.
Exactly.
For
And
a
it
dog.
looks very heavy.
Is it for a
It is
dog?
very heavy. It's not gonna get picked up and moved.
Yep, and so that's exactly it. That to me seems like a one, where you do need to fill out a form. It's not like you can just go plant some seeds.
You're right.
Like, what is then the process for removal of this item? So, again, that actually might be, so when we go to permanent
The fallback
structures.
plan is what we call that in IT.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Okay,
you have app 1, app 2, and then app 3. And each of these are gonna have a level of, like a degree of intensity of what you're gonna need to file with it.
so a bench or a picnic table
Yep.
versus a plaque.
Something that can be removed in a day, something that can be built in a year, or something that's literally gonna be a legacy project.
Noted.
So like, again, application 1, and just to kind of create that. So then on to 3 options. And it could be 2 options, it could be 5 options. This is just, again, rough.
Got it.
So, application 1, the least intensive projects can be reversed if needed.
Within, yeah. Like, is it gonna require someone to come out with like a backhoe and,
Yep,
or is it something that someone can just,
with minimal concerns
there you go,
or with minimal effort.
effort?
Benefits, or we'll just say limited community impact.
Yeah. Minimal community impact, limited.
Okay, then application 2. Nice to actually be doing this. Just sit down and do it.
Okay, so this one would be,
Some, or let's see. Good way to say, we have least intensive projects, which I don't like how that's worded either, but for now it works. We'll just say medium, or, yeah,
yeah, basically medium.
impact requires, or not easily reversed or changed, but possible. There's gonna be some that there's no going back. So like in this situation, I would almost put the concrete bench or a flower garden, like you ripped out a bunch of
that's what I was
grass,
thinking.
or you need to install sprinkler systems, or, again, it's gonna take a lot of energy to take it back to what it was. Or it might require rezoning, or actually, I think this could fit
Yeah, it
within-
says minor, how about minor or reversible alterations?
Ooh, yeah.
Minor,
Reinvent.
AI over there again?
by the time I make it to these meetings, my word bank is tapped out.
Alteration, minimal or none,
Mhm.
like that. That would be application 1. No.
Yeah, I actually put in, it was like, this one actually came up with, what I asked for, it gave me an application for temporary and reversible modification. So that could be like, application 1.
Yep, and then not easily, not reversible. We'll just say that's for application 2. Non-reversible alterations. Alterations to land of use. Application 2, other things, may require zoning changes.
Permanent or non-reversible alteration?
Yeah, I like that. Okay. But it might actually just be 2 applications,
I mean, that,
or 3, you could have
so
like,
this, well, yeah, like this one has in its bullet points, like, beyond budget and funding sources, it also has, building permit, zoning and land use, historical, ooh, that's one, historical preservation if applicable.
additional, this is what I'm gonna put for this instead, for application 2, will require additional permitting. Yes, just additional permitting. So whether that's a building permit, whether that's a conditional use permit, whether that's I think that seems appropriate. And then application 3 would be very large scale to where it does require rezoning.
Right,
Or
and that's where,
entire TIF district, or,
this one has like, who are the responsible parties for construction and maintenance? What is the estimated lifespan of alteration?
yep,
What's the plan for long-term management? Mitigation strategies, stormwater noise, so lighting, got it. Impact, oh, an impact assessment, that's a good one too.
as far as long-term management. All right, so we're at 521.
Make it impossible.
And you're-
I know, I just, all the AI
Yeah.
brings up all the things that I don't even think of, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
oh.
So we are at time.
Oh, yeah. That's a good start.
I think that's a good start, for sure. And then, so essentially, just to kind of wrap this up with a little bit of a bow, I think we got a little bit more in the weeds than we needed to on this, but I think also it's good to kind
Well,
of flesh out.
When is our next, or when is the next, parks or,
Next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, or a week from Wednesday.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna work on this a little bit after the meeting, just so I have something in writing for them, and it might even just be this picture and then what we're working on.
okay,
But, so kind of what I'm thinking is you have that first initial letter that goes to the city staff, then from there, there's gonna be some sort of evaluative criteria that triggers application 1 or application 2.
right.
And what that criteria is, we don't have at this moment, but I think it's pretty apparent to us, like, okay, this is a big scale item, or this is a smaller scale item. But there's just gotta be something very clear for city staff to make that definition or decision. And then from there, it goes to application 1, 2, or 3. Again, application 1, planting the tree. Application 2, I'm putting in an entire tennis court. Application 3 is, I think, entirely rechanging the use of, we're gonna turn this park into an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how I see it, to where like, tennis
Rocky
court's a
Fork.
park going into a park space, sure. But like,
There's some state law that defines some of that too. If it's of course, it also, it's not just that it's a designated park, it's how it came to be. So like if somebody gave something to the city for the designated purpose of a park,
Mm-hmm.
it has to go to a vote before that can be anything
Right.
else. That has to go to the vote of the public, 50% plus one.
so yeah, that becomes a level 3 to me. Cause there could be level 2 where it doesn't necessarily have to go to the public in the same way.
Yes.
So,
And I don't know that you'll need to address that here, because I think that's, I don't think that scenario is real likely in Red Lodge. And I also think that state law is gonna dictate that.
I think it's worth that we keep that in mind, 'cause that's the whole thing, is we might not see it now, but in 10 years from now, I could see
We
that
might have
happening.
to come up with something that we gotta refer to.
Cause again, land is finite, so eventually someone's gonna wanna reuse something for something else, so. I think it's worth addressing to where even if it is, say, defer to the state, like,
Not
it's not it. So then after that application comes through, there's gonna be that review of the application, and I think depending on the answers within the, that first original letter of intent is going to be, okay, this goes to Parks Board, then Planning Board, city staff, city council. These are the certain requirements that, and that will just be a part of that application, and then that application is sent off.
Mhm.
And so this is where I was kind of thinking of the conditional use permit, is when you have a conditional use permit that comes in,
Mhm.
there's like 4 different statements that are, provided from Public Works,
Mhm.
from our planning department, which currently is WWC, our, building department. I'm getting better at it. So, but there, they have a place where they can put in their recommendations
Yeah.
per that application. So whether that's, oh, they need to do X, Y, and Z, or if it's literally like, no, this looks good, we
Right.
support this, or we don't support this, and this is why. So I think that's helpful, because then it can come to a city council level, and it's like, okay, we already have all the departments sign off, we have all of our subcommittees signed off, we have these letters of support. So basically, it's providing a package that comes to the city council to where we can make an educated decision
Correct.
of if this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Mhm. Great, okay.
I think something that you didn't list there that needs to be there, there's obviously a very big step that needs to happen before that,
Mhm.
is that we need to say, basically refer to the parks plan.
Yeah,
That was, so when I was having this conversation on this at the big municipal get-together, and granted, I went to, it was a planners meeting on parks and stuff was the topic, but the universal output of that was do your parks plan. And so I found
Yeah.
several cities that did it, what they paid for it, and they're not cheap, and it's not gonna happen in the next year. And we're gonna have to be doing some stuff without that, but I think one of the things we need to do is maybe we say, refer to the parks plan if exists. And that
Yeah.
covers us until it does, but
well,
I think that's something that we are gonna need to spend some money on.
and again, just like we have within our conditional use permits, is this cohesive with city plans, master plans?
Yeah.
So you have the growth policy, the downtown plan, we'll have the parks plan, the sustainability plan. There's like 8 different master plans that you can then cite within that application of this is where we are this is where we're validated within these. This is where we align with these master plans and what verifies that what we're doing is legitimate.
Okay.
So I think that is a great deciding factor and leading factor, because if it goes into our, like, if we look at our parks plan and, you know, someone wants to change something, it's like, we really want green space here, or we want to, okay, here's a good example. We have Bastions coming down, someone wants to turn that into apartment complexes or a parking garage. Not saying that that's possible, but within our growth policy, it says we want green space. We also want to secure any riverfront property we can for the enjoyment of the community, not necessarily for financial gain. So that would be where, growth policy very clearly says,
No,
No.
this is where we're, yeah.
or they say, I
Exactly.
want to put a park here. Growth policy very clearly says, yes, we want
So-
that.
So in your document, you can just say aligns with guiding documents.
Aligns.
Because
Yep.
that covers growth policy, and that would cover a future Parks and Rec. So just somewhere, is this aligned with the guiding documents? You cover it all in one fell swoop. And then you could put parentheses, growth policy / downtown master plan /
Mine was kind
future
of
parks
included.
plan /
Master plan.
Yep. All right,
Got it.
so then, then
and
application
then wrap it
3. Yep, then we're wrapping it up. Okay. So essentially, it's gonna go through that application process, get reviewed by all the required committees, go through a public hearing process for the larger scale projects, and then come to city council for final vote. I think that is your process.
Oh, there's like 6.
That's your flow chart.
Okay. I look
So,
forward to seeing it.
I'm writing it right now.
I want a picture. I want it color coded.
I can't color code it, it's black and white.
Ah.
All right, so on that note, Patty, do you have anything to add to that before we wrap this up?
No, I'm so excited that it just kind of hammered it out. I'm very excited about that. And for so many reasons.
Work
Thank
in
you.
progress. Well, I'm excited too. I'm gonna work on this just a little bit longer and I'll send you guys what I have, so,
Thank you.
okay. Yep, so on that note, meeting adjourned.
Oh, public comment.
Oh, sorry, public comment.
Thanks.
My bad, I'm just so used to people commenting as we go.
I would just ask that, when you think about that, think about timeframes.
Yep.
Back and forth. So
Mhm.
maybe even at the very top, put a cautionary thing to applicants. Recognize, you know,
I like
these
that.
committees meet twice a month, this, you know,
It
at
takes-
different times,
yeah.
different days. Council generally needs things
Yep.
meeting ahead.
Set and manage expectations right up
Manage
front.
Yep.
expectations, and also the accountability piece is when the city receives an application within 30 days or
Right.
whatever, it will
Yep,
be directed to the appropriate committee.
yep,
So that as an applicant, we're like, oh, okay, we don't have enough time for this, or
And
this
it's,
is where we need to go to
Yep.
be.
To make sure
talk
we get
about
it here.
Yeah,
that's nice, because in fairness, we do have that, like, in conditional uses, there's a 30-day review for completeness, and then there's an
Yeah, something
additional,
like
and then
that.
there's an additional 30 days to
Yeah,
set a
make it
meeting and stuff, so
consistent.
you can have,
Mhm.
yeah. And in listening to some of the Parks Board discussion, they really feel like it's an iterative process.
Mhm.
that you're gonna receive something and you're gonna come back and say, we need this, and then
Yep.
the applicant is gonna provide that, and then that might lead to another ask of the applicant.
Yep.
So you
So
just wanna make
that
sure.
It's not circular, but it's,
Mm-hmm, agree.
Yeah, it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this is gonna hopefully circumvent a little bit, to where it doesn't have to be too much back and forth.
yeah,
To where it can literally be like, this is what we need right
yeah,
now.
the expectations are more clear.
Yep.
Yep.
And we don't get to 90% done and say, oh, we didn't ask anybody how they feel about tearing up the park and putting in
Yep.
concrete.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all I
Cool.
have.
Okay.
anything else? Okay. Well, now we will adjourn it. Sorry.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Feel better, Patty?
Feel better.
Oh,
It's,
yeah, that's good. Thank you. See you tomorrow.